PT on flick, energy on flick, everything on flick.
Hi guys, it's good to be with you again today. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey and sharing your thoughts and ideas with us. If you have missed out on any of our several episodes, please go through our social media profiles and pages and catch up on whatever it is that you've missed out on. Today, we are going to be
talking about roving eyes, wandering eyes when you're in a relationship or when you're married. And let me just jump on it now and remind you that in one of the previous episodes we shot, you said something about, because I was talking about you looking at girls and saying, this girl is fine, or this girl has hot legs or something. And you said, because I'm fine, I have trained your eyes to know fine girls. So it's my fault that you're looking at fine girls.
It's not your fault, but my eyes were already trained to identify fine girls. That's why I knew you were a fine girl.
But before you said it was me that trained your eyes to
No,
see
because
fine girls.
iron sharpens iron. So the finest that you are sharpen the finest of my eyes, of my heart, my affinity for fine things.
So I've now sharpened it by being fine for you to now know that fine girl. So
yes,
let's see whether that works or not with me and with other women. I will let you know after this break.
See you then.
Right, so now we're back and now we can listen to my husband explain, defend, tell, uncover, reveal his actual point. Over to you, sir.
So it's a very simple matter. The question any woman in my wife's shoes should ask is this, as in, like, if you have a guy that still has a healthy, not unhealthy, healthy appreciation for beauty or expressions of beauty in other ladies. And we need to measure all of these things, because it's not as if I'm always looking out for,
True.
Watching beauty pageants and going through international magazines and say, see shape, see legs, see this one. No, this is the question that woman should ask. If indeed my husband considers this person that's fine and that's all there is to that person, why did he marry me? Or
Say that again, I don't get it.
If my husband considered other women more beautiful than I am, or if beauty was that important to him, so why did he marry me? That means I'm either finer than them, or I've got something on top of my finest that they don't have, or the total package.
Yeah, that one does not mean.
So
even if I have more things, but you are still saying this guy is fine.
Is a healthy appreciation.
Okay, the second question. Say there are two questions. What's the second one?
And so the second thing is this. Which one would you rather have? That the man thinks it's inside his head and keeps it to himself, and then it festers into something. It grows from being the egg and the zygote into the embryo, into the fetus, into the baby, and becomes full-blown obsession, or it literally just passes it off as a simple compliment. Says, oh, that girl, I like her hair.
Okay, so how does this work? By the way, let me interject here before I come to that and say that I've learned and I understand better now that for guys, because they are visual, he can literally just say and say she's fine, and really that's all there is to it.
Done.
He doesn't know the babe most times. He doesn't know where she lives. He's not going to start searching finegirl.com on social media to search for her. Nobody has time. So he's literally just
some
being
guys
led,
have time, Sha, but me, I don't have that kind of time.
Saying normal guys, the kind that we will marry or we have married. Amen. Yeah, they don't have that time. So they're just working by the natural mechanics of how they are wired. So I get that now. But back to the point. So if you can voice it out so that it's just out. So why can't you say it to your mind and then it's gone, since there's nothing really there?
No, you can say it to your mind.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have a very strong point there. You can say it to your mind, but generally when I say it, the times I say, and I don't say it every day or every...
It does not have to be every day.
Meanwhile, I'll still come to your own, because you've told me that, I like this guy.
And we'll come to it.
We said that time, you said the guy was fine. I said, no, I didn't say he's fine. I said, I like the guy.
We'll come to that.
Okay, so let me just explain it like this. Now, whenever I say it, it's spontaneous, it's unrehearsed, it's not premeditated, it's not, should I say it? Should I not say it? So the innocence of it is like a child coming to this set now and jumping on top of this couch. It's an innocent thing.
I don't know if this makes it better or worse. I don't even know.
It's an innocent compliment.
Continue.
Like, it's like you seeing a house and say, that house is fine.
It's not the same thing,
It's
darling.
the same
it's not
thing.
The same
It's
thing.
an asset.
It's not. It's an asset.
it's
We are entering inside this whole.
No, let me tell you what I mean.
It's not an asset. So defining on the word is an asset to you.
God's
now.
asset. God made the
So
person.
let God admire her.
So let God admire.
Let God admire her. Continue.
No, see, I have an appreciation for the finer things of life.
So do I.
Yeah, that's why you like some guys. No, but what I mean is this. For me, it's just like almost an artistic thing. Like if somebody writes well,
Okay.
you know, I pass compliments a lot. Is that true? I'm not easily impressed, but I give compliments.
Oh, nice earrings, nice shirts.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, not just that. Like if somebody is a good architect or I like maybe a baker or a singer, whatever. When people do things excellently, am I not like, wow?
Yeah.
Generally,
Yeah.
you can hear. So when I see somebody who has certain expressions of beauty that I consider, and beauty differs
relative.
or varies. Yeah, different people like different things. So when I see the things that I consider, wow, okay, that's cool. I just say it like, oh, nice. So look at that girl. Look at her hair. Look at her.
Hot legs. Yes, hot legs.
Now the problem is all the ladies have hot legs now. Next time they see me, they will be first. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Anyway, so roving eyes, men generally tend to have a bit more. Okay, so but tell me, how do you feel about it, or what?
Well, so initially, I found it very strange that your wife will be next to you.
Meanwhile, do you know something that's happened with us before? I saw you, in fact, twice actually.
Yeah.
I saw her, and I didn't know it was her. Like a while ago.
We're married, though.
I think were we married? In
Yeah,
both
we
cases?
were.
Okay. I saw her. I was like, in my mind, actually, because there's nobody with me, I just said, who's that fine girl? And then she turned out to be the one. So that's what I'm saying. That it's an innocent. I was not like, okay, let me go and rush and collect a number and then go and book a hotel. God forbid.
Oh, God forbid.
You know that kind of. I'm just saying that the innocence, the simplicity. I'm a child. I'm God's child. I'm innocent. You see that?
Why are you now softening your voice? Okay, so initially I found it very strange that I'll be seated or standing or walking right next to you and you'll be looking at fine girl and pointing her out
No,
to me.
don't assassinate my character in my
You're
presence.
not looking at her, commenting on
If
her.
the person crosses my line of view, I don't now start progressing.
No, that you would mention or comment. But I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think initially I was like, And then I just felt sometimes, what if I'm in a not so good place at that time?
Okay.
Maybe we had an argument before, or maybe or something you've told me before that, you like, and then you now say it about this or that person, or something. I just felt like, what if I'm not in a good place at that time, and then you say something like that will affect me? But now, I think I'm generally right. I've just stuck to the part of you're saying it and it's passing, and that's fine by me.
And because I've only got eyes for you.
Amen.
If I throw out the rest of this episode, I'm going to be looking at you. My eyes are not roving.
Okay, so let's deal with it more. Let's talk about it more. Okay, you can keep your eyes on me until we come back from the break. And then when we get back from the break, we can give more practical tips, right? Okay, so while he's looking, let me let you know that we are going on a break now. And when we come, we'll talk about how he's felt about whatever roving eyes he thinks I've had, when it can become a problem, and what to do to deal with it if it's happened already or to prevent it altogether. So see you in a bit. Hi guys, so today we've been talking about roving eyes. Yeah. So you need to back up a bit if you're just watching and to understand why my husband is still looking at me. Because he has vowed before men and God that he's only going to look at me for the rest of his life. I'm just kidding. So now we want to talk about, baby, you need to look at the camera now. We want to talk about...
Yeah, my camera. I want to see you in camera.
So we need to talk to the technical, mechanical camera.
Yeah, the
I'm
mechanical
technical.
camera of God. Because cameras take pictures and you take pictures of my future.
Okay, so you need to tell them if I've had wandering eyes, or a wandering heart, or roving eyes, and how that has played out for you.
How will I know if your eyes are roving when I'm looking at you?
And so you can see if my eyes are
I can see
darting
the side
now.
of your face.
Oh my God.
All right, so about your heart, I can't judge your heart. I've never been inside your heart, even though I live in your heart, but not like the chief judge of your heart. Anyway, but as per roving eyes, I don't think my wife looks around and says, see that guy, see that girl. No. But there have been a few things that she's done. I'm like, can you just calm down? Like there was one day she saw a celeb on a sudden scale, and then she just freed me. In fact, maybe twice. Twice. Oh, but we're not.
No.
Were we married? There was one.
No, I think
a
we were
long time
courting that
ago.
first time.
Then
I
the
think
second one,
we
were we
married.
married? I think we were married. Yes. She
can't-
freed me. Oh, as in she went to go and do. You are XYZ from XYZ and XY. Like, girl.
But because if it was anybody from that show, at that time I really liked the show. If it was anybody from the show, I would have done the same thing. It just so happened that this guy from the show was.
Well, there was a conspicuous jaboism. In other words, she jabbed me like
Yeah,
hot
but the point
yam.
if it was still if it was a woman from the show, because I really liked the show, I would still have jabbered.
Just
him.
like the way I admire some guys too. Let me qualify that, please. There's some guys that I see and I'm like, wow, this guy,
Admire
I like
guys
his
all you
height
want.
or he looks good or whatever. Nothing sexual at all, please. I need to
Fantastic.
emphasize that. So I'm just saying that sometimes when you say I'm saying fine girl to a lady, I also say if that guy is a fine guy.
But it's not a matter whether you say or not. It's talking,
No,
I'm talking
just
about
saying-
the impact of what
No,
you
but
say.
I'm saying that that's like matching what you're saying to defend your running off and leaving this guy. Because I said, okay, if it was a lady from that same show, you'd have gone to do the same thing. So I'm also saying that.
But the point is, okay, but how did you feel? Did you feel anyhow because it was a guy in this instance that I
No,
ran
not
off
just
to?
because you went to go and greet anybody. I don't have an issue with you greeting people. You freed me, as in, you just left and ran off, as in totally
No,
forgot.
don't say as if I didn't tell you. Oh, this is the person from me. I want to go and say hello. It's not as if I just saw him and I took off now. Come on.
It looked like that. I wish I recorded it and posted it. Anyway, but so there's been that, but I didn't take those kind of things to heart. Like I've marked you, or my personal angel should mark you for punishments. No, it doesn't get that deep. Now the second thing is there've been a few people you saw on television. You're like, I like this guy, and you say it once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times.
Now.
Are you the one
5
doing the listening?
times.
I'm the one doing the listening.
I'm the one doing the saying, and I'm conscious of my saying.
So there've been those kind of things, but nothing serious at all. And there's no beef points. There's no, I don't feel insecure about it.
But when I say I like those guys, what am I talking about?
Pardon?
When I say I like XYZ, what am I talking about?
I can't really quantify the depth of your affinity, but I think that what you mean is that you appreciate the sum total of the slice of their personality you've interfaced with based on audio-visual projection.
Textbook definition
In other words,
of...
what I'm saying is you don't even really know them.
Yeah, so based on the character, the role they're playing in a play, or
So that's why I said the audio-visual projection of that slice.
And
of
so I
their
like
gift.
their character. Saying I like their characters, not necessarily liking the person.
Yeah, I like their reputation.
Eh? So I'm saying I like their character, like the role they're playing, and they're getting it right. So it makes me appreciate them.
Not just that, you also admire certain aspects of what you presume their real life personalities to be.
Are you telling me that that's what I was thinking, or that's what you believe I was thinking?
I know you.
Is it your thoughts? Is it your thinking?
I think you have a healthy appreciation of certain aspects of their personality based on your perception of them. Yeah.
I didn't even thought about that, Cha, but okay. All right,
That's
so...
why 2 heads are better than 1.
Oh, my God. All right, so you're saying generally that you're
For
fine.
me, I'm fine with it.
So I can roam. I can rove.
No, you're not a mobile network.
So can I rove? Can I wander?
No.
You're cool with it?
No. Don't wonder, but you can compliment, you can appreciate, you can assess, analyze.
Often, whenever I like.
Well, so far, based on the way you've done it, I don't have sleepless nights.
But
There's no buts.
okay.
It's just that don't leave me and run after somebody that you now, when they now leave, you now run back to me.
But I was not going to leave you forever now.
No, but that running away like, I beg, will you be safe? I beg, free me.
Okay, so
Doesn't
what?
go like that.
Let's talk about guys who legit just like to look at girls.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let me establish this. I have an appreciation for the finer things of life, and not just people, but things, art, poetry, music, movies. If something is done exceptionally well or excellently well, it gets my attention. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's certain people, it's not just the physical roving or roaming, it's intellectual. So if somebody speaks well or argues well or
True, I get that.
yeah, they're
Intellectual
just
stimulation.
drawn in. Yes, some people, they just like courage or ambience or confidence, and they're drawn in. Yeah. Now, in some cases, it's even people of the same gender that like people of the same gender, as in they appreciate them. So I think it's important for you to know the configuration and personality of your
person you're
husband
with.
or your wife, as the case may be. Then you actually mentioned something about people that just like to look. Yes. Now there's a difference between admiration and obsession, and there's a
Or a
difference
longing.
between admiration and craving. You now start craving. You now start looking for ways to beeline your way to that person, the party, and start.
Or make your husband or your wife have that thing or be like that person that you're looking at.
Oh yeah, trying to force them into that mold. And sometimes it can be subconscious. Maybe you're actually
Yeah.
watching that now. You're like, oh, okay, that's what's been happening to me. So that's not healthy for the long-term viability and strength of your marriage or your relationship. So obviously, how would you know? Number one, you will know if it's you right now as we're speaking about it. Number two is, I think if it becomes obsessive, where maybe you now catch me literally taking that person's picture and I'll go to Google, use Google image search.
Or maybe you're courting someone or dating someone and say, I'm dating XYZ. That guy, he's always looking around though. So people already know this person as
He's
someone
always
who
looking
looks
at
around.
girls,
Yeah.
or she's always following men or something like that. So all those things are not healthy, especially if you want to have a monogamous relationship. This is I don't know how many people are actually. Well, some people actually still have polygamous relationships anyway.
Yeah, but even some guys that will literally tell you that, me, see, I like girls, though, but I'm coming back to you.
Yeah,
But I will always look at girls.
No.
And some girls think that is okay since he's still coming back to them anyway.
No, I think that could speak of indiscipline. Yeah, because even if you look at somebody and you admire maybe a second, 2 seconds, it does not now mean that person now becomes the full picture of your life and you start trailing in that direction. So, in terms of roving eyes, I think that another thing is guarding your heart, which is very important. And the eyes are the gateways to the heart. So, it's like whatever you focus on, you magnify in your experience or in your life.
True.
So, your husband or your wife must always be the person who ravishes your heart, who causes your pupils to dilate, who gets.
Oh, I thought light and darkness do that to your pupils.
And because you're light now, you illuminate.
But that's a good point, talking about commitment and staying focused, because earlier you made a comment which was funny, but it's true. So people, for example, know, okay, this is what this girl likes and this is what this guy likes. And even if they're married, so I'm going to become that thing so I can seduce or toast them. So how do girls or guys deal with that? People that are intentionally becoming their taste. So someone, for example, becomes my taste because person knows what I like.
Okay.
Hoping that I'll be attracted to him. Or how do I resist?
I think a couple of things. Number one, availability. If somebody wants to seduce you, you must be available for the seduction. You can't be seduced in your absence.
And what if it's a fleeting, powerful seduction?
And where is it happening?
Okay.
So that's where discretion and private spaces need to be monitored. And because like somebody cannot just come and seduce you in a crowd. Even if the person does that in a crowd, there are ways of escape or there are means of escape. But I think that when people now start having illicit or clandestine meetings in the name of business engagements or maybe even counseling or just some kind of legit covering that they sort of like spin around it. So in wrapping this part of our discourse up, I think it's important for you to watch your space, your environment, your internal space as well, and don't let thoughts fester. There's a
Incubate.
Chinese proverb that says that I can't stop birds from flying over my head, but I can stop them from laying eggs in my hair. Yeah, so obviously you can admire people because you're human and your mind is still working, but you don't want that to degenerate into unhealthy thoughts or obsession or infatuation, and then it becomes the baby of fornication or adultery, which is the lottery that adults play as an adult lottery, like Eije, Eyuje, Emimaje, Etioje, Iwamaje, Itoje. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, I hope that you get that.
I'm sure they don't, but anyway, we'll try to explain when we come back. We'll give you some more points. See you in a bit. All right, everyone, welcome back to this final part of the discussion about roving eyes. So we've spoken about how I felt about his appreciation for beauty, as he calls it, or the finer things of life, and how my own comments or side talk about guys have made him feel or not feel. And we've started dealing about how to curtail attraction to admiration and making sure that they don't fester and become something else. So we're about to give more pointers about how to tailor guide your appreciation.
Yes.
Yeah. And how to ensure that it doesn't become something else.
Absolutely. So keep it clean, keep it simple, keep it, it's what it is. What was it? Okay, she has nice legs. Okay, good. She has a husband that will help her massage the legs, right? She has what? Nice hair. Okay, fantastic. Somebody, is not your hair. You've not, how do you put it? Worry or something. You have not paid for the head.
But if for example, I'm looking at a guy and I like this about him and I want you to do something like that because I like it, is that wrong?
I don't think it's wrong, depending on the manner, the method of approach, because we get inspired through exposure, don't we? But it depends on why you really want it and how you present it. So, for example, if somebody is an excellent communicator and you go, oh, wow, I love the way that person communicates, but every time I make a mistake, and this is not a real case study, just an example, every time I make a mistake, just go like, so you can't even speak like XYZ person. Now that's demeaning and that's going to be counterproductive. But if somewhere in the corner of your head you're like, okay, maybe I could help my husband become better at communicating. So one of the ways you could do is, oh, you know what, there's actually a communication seminar being held by one Toju. I'm thinking that it would be nice for us to go.
Okay.
So there are ways you plant those kind of things without
outrightly saying, why can't you
see your hair? Can't you do it like Titi's hair? Please go and marry Titi and her hair then. As in, that's going to be like the default response. So they're intelligent ways, diplomatic, tactful, helpful ways, without compromising what the mission is, but you still plant it in a subtle way, and that's where mutual respect is developed and harnessed. I think that we should also be very honest and sincere with ourselves. Sometimes if you feel like your heart is beginning to wander, first of all, you can go and talk to your Heavenly Father in heaven.
But is that a possible thing in relationships at different times, even when everything in the marriage or the relationship is okay?
I think,
does it actually happen that sometimes you can just like somebody or have fleeting feelings for someone?
I guess it's possible.
Hey, Father God.
I guess it's possible. I used to think before that vulnerability was always the gap.
I know that's a major gap.
Yeah, someone's feeling lonely or overwhelmed, or maybe the partner is sick. That's the partner is sick, so the dynamics have changed from lover to
caretaker
or
caregiver.
And then caregiver. And so this person needs a breather, and here comes this.
But sometimes you might just have chemistry with someone else.
Absolutely.
You're just vibing on one frequency.
Yes.
That either you and your husband haven't vibed on a long time, or you don't even vibe on at all. But you didn't even know you even had or wanted sex. Yes. And then it comes. So I think that can happen.
Always have to master the subject of emotions. And when I say subject, I mean subjects. Because many times what happens is you start taking the subject of visual arts, you're analyzing.
I'm a bit lost now.
Visual arts, you're looking at visual arts, the art form, and then you can move from that subject to oral English, where you begin to communicate oral English, and then after that you see this chemistry, then physics, then biology, then further mathematics. on the biology. And after that,
Right.
what do you have? Religious studies.
You not go and disturb your pastor for counseling.
So just, we're all human. So I think it can happen. It's rare, really, if everything is fine, like if you're satisfied with the wife of your youth and you're basking in the love, I believe that the chances are reduced. But I also believe that sometimes God will even allow that happen to test your heart and your loyalty. Because loyalty is not really confirmed except in the face of seemingly better options or alternatives. So I think that sometimes God might allow you to be in that space, not to tempt you or seduce you, but to see how well you've grown in terms of mastering your emotions and holding yourself in the face of something that may temporarily seem more compelling.
Okay, so in conclusion, we're saying it's not wrong for you to look or admire, but don't let it become a longing, protracted, continuous liking that festers into something else.
AWC.
What?
Admire with care.
Okay, admire with care.
Appreciate with care.
Okay, APC.
That's the political party.
Okay, and then you talk about it, and once hopefully once you've spoken about it, that's the end of it, right? So what else?
Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceeds the issues of life. That means that you need to be your own prefect, your own police. You're the person that actually knows when this thing is about to slide into another degree. Like it's supposed to be a BSc of administration. Admiration now becomes a PhD of compulsive obsession. The only person that you need to give your heart to is your spouse, your husband, your wife. So keep exploring, keep giving our eye, like, exploring the different layers and levels and dimensions. So if you get tired of looking at our nose, look at our ears, appreciate the earline, look at our jawline. You've never noticed, the jaw. You have to look at it, even though she's not a jaw, but she has a jaw. Yeah. So make your job her jaw.
And then if there are genuine areas with the right motive for improvements,
Yes.
then I think you owe it to your spouse to take it up as much as you can.
With wisdom and discretion and honor and mutual respect.
And as long as it's healthy as well.
Yes.
So you now want me to be like pasha and this, I should not eat, or I should not start eating grass every day.
No.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna be a waste. As in, I won't be a waste. So obviously, another thing is, I think, keep improving yourself for your wife, because where your treasures are, that's where you have to be. So
Yeah.
if you do certain things because of your husband or your wife, they are top of mind, they're priority. Like, so I'm hitting the gym for her, she's hitting the gym for me, or cooking, or I'm painting, or baking, or whatever for her. It will keep your eyes focused on the main thing, and keep the main thing the main thing. So, of course, we know that you have thoughts, ideas, suggestions, possibly even exciting stories about roving eyes and wandering minds or affections or whatever it is. Please share your stories with us. We want to learn from you as well and see areas where we can make adjustments, but more importantly, the hundreds and thousands of viewers who are following this show, where they can make adjustments as well. So, if you know somebody who loves love,
Or someone who's in love,
or somebody who's praying to find love,
or praying that love finds them,
do send them a link to this video, tag them in the comment box below, connect them with us and us
Send
with
us a
them.
DM.
Send us a DM, follow us online, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Until then, bye bye.